The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Cool. Remind me again what your character is.
A polyworld that was inspired by Kyle, and now he's in law school.
Yes, okay, good. I was correct. Alright. This is an interesting concept, actually. Having a character inspired. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here, the ripest vegetable in the garden.
Poompkin.
Hey, Poompkin, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what our character that you've created is going to do today. So, for those of you that are watching at home, or listening at home, I guess, this is one of the special episodes that we have as a reward for the Arc 2 giveaway. Poompkin here was lucky enough to be one of the giveaway winners, and so we will go through on an adventure with his character. So, before we go into the story, of course, we should probably introduce your character. So, would you like to tell everyone listening at home who exactly is your character?
A polyworld.
Interesting, a polyworld. So describe a bit more about who the character is, like what's their background like, what's their name, how old are they, stuff like that. Any details you have?
He's a polyworld that is... His name is Thomas, and he was kind of inspired by Kyle and his court case. So he's in law school. And he's as old as every protagonist of a Pokemon game. 10.
10 years old. The ideal age in order to do basically everything in life.
Yep.
That's fun. Yeah, so Poliwhirl really sounds like a cool character. So I'm going to explain for everybody, including yourself, Thomas, including for yourself, Poompkin. I'm already calling you your character name. There you go. From this point forward, you shall be known as Thomas, the character.
Okay.
So for everyone listening, everything done in this world is canon. Somehow we will fit it into the story. I'm not sure how yet, but... we will do this. We will cram it in somewhere. So everything is canon, and we're just going to go and explore. A lot of this is going to be improv based. So right now, I really don't have a clear idea as to where this story could go. It could take 1,000 turns based on decisions that I make, based on decisions that Poompkin makes. So at the end of the day, we will hopefully create organized chaos. That is the end goal. I think we are pretty much ready. Are you good?
Yep.
All right. So without further ado, we shall dive on in. Okay, so we zoom in to Briny Breeze Island, a fantastic location full of the scenic territories, you know, the beaches, the nice forests in the background, and we zoom in specifically to the city. And as we enter the city, we zoom in further into a specific law office. Now, at this law office, we see a young Poliwhirl hard at work organizing papers. Now, who do you think your boss would be? What type of Pokemon is the boss at this lawyer facility?
A Steelix would be interesting.
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's such a cool concept of having this Poliwhirl, which is like a couple feet tall, and its Steelix is like, 20, 30 feet tall, and just being like, okay, listen up.
I think the building has to be extra tall.
Yeah, we got a really, really tall law office. Awesome. Okay, so Steelix, can you think of any name? It can be genius, it can be very, very basic, whatever you feel like.
Bob
the Steelix, fantastic. I swear, I think Bob is my default name as well. So I'm fairly certain by the end of this story, we're gonna have like 16 different Bobs just fighting it out for King of the Bobs or something. So Bob the Steelix, fantastic. So Bob the Steelix, your boss, I suppose, your mentor, I guess, something along those lines. So he is looking through some papers that you're organizing as well. just going through and looking around, like, where is it? Where is it? Thomas, were you able to find the papers?
No.
Where did I put them? Oh gosh, we're gonna need it for the case today. It's your first case after all. We gotta make sure that we do the best.
I really don't know. I'm really nervous.
Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, you're going up against an easy prosecutor and everything like that, and you'll be able to... Actually, hold up. This is actually... Before I continue this conversation, do you think you're on the prosecution side or the defense side? If you're inspired by Kyle, I would think more of the defense, but... Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, defense.
Okay. Alright, so let's get back to what Bob was saying. So, Bob continues on like, it's fine, the prosecutor isn't even a good one. He barely knows left from right, and the defense is literally nowhere near the scene of the crime. As long as you show up, you should be good.
Okay. Oh.
But of course, we do need the papers. And he continues back on the search, like, where are the papers? So with that, actually, I'm going to say you should roll a perception check. So perception is beauty.
I not pulled that up yet. A D20?
Yep.
Okay. A 19, and it is... What was it for?
I think based on your thing, it's beauty, so...
Then it's still a 19.
That's still perfect. So the way the system works, if it's single digit, it's a fail. If it's 10 to 14, it's a mixed. If it's 15 and up, it's a success. Full success. So 19 is near perfect. So as soon as he complains about the papers one more time, you see them right in front of you. A perfect, nice manila folder, all labeled and everything.
Boss, I found the papers.
Oh my gosh, thank all the Lord Arceus and everything. Okay, great. Make sure you go through those, okay? Just skim through them, make sure you understand what's going on with this case, and understand that while I go and prepare everything else. So he heads to the back room, and you open up the case file, I would assume. Opening up the case file, who is your defendant? Who are we trying to avoid getting thrown into jail?
You know what would be funny? A flabebe.
Go for it. A flabebe, okay. Okay, so we have a flabebe. What crime did they do? Or what crime would they supposedly have done?
Shoplifting.
That does make sense for a first case to have shoplifting being something that you would handle. Shoplifting. Cool. So we have a shoplifting flabebe, hypothetically, and yeah, okay. So I can see that being the case. Cool. So you go through the case, and it doesn't take a genius to realize, this definitely wasn't the flabebe. There's some other large Pokemon that supposedly had done it, and for some reason the prosecution's trying to blame this flabebe. So I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but based on this evidence, I think Thomas would be a lot more confident about this case, at least just looking through it.
That's a lot more confidence.
Yeah. So, all right. With that, of course, Bob the Steelix comes back in. I can't believe we named it Bob. That's such a fantastic concept. Bob the Steelix comes back into the room and goes, okay, were you able to understand everything? It's not a very hard case, right? All right, so you're going to take point on this one, all right? The judge asks any questions, we're looking for you, okay? All right, so let's head on out. And you and the Steelix both head on out to the courthouse, which, reminding all the people that may not have caught up to that point or aren't listening or anything, the courthouse is on a beach. For some reason, we ended up doing that. So you guys start heading out towards the beach. As you're walking out towards the beach, you meet up with the prosecution. Who is this terrible prosecutor that doesn't know left from right? Like, who would be this? What type of Pokemon would be a terrible lawyer?
So, the prosecutor from the court case in Arc 2, the prosecutor's younger brother.
Ooh, I like where this is going. So, is it still a Dartrix, or is it going to be a Rowlet?
It's going to probably be a Rowlet.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. So that's a really cool concept. All right. So Rowlet is Miles' younger brother. What would his name be?
Kilo.
What was that?
Kilo, because miles and kilometers.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that, but that's actually really cool. Oh, that's. Oh, I'm annoyed that I never thought of something like that. That's so cool. Oh my god. All right, Kilo. Yeah. All right. Dang, I'm low-key annoyed at this point. It's such a cool concept. Okay, anyway, it's minor things like that fascinate me. Anyway, So as you're walking by, you see Miles' younger brother, Kilo the Rowlet, walking and looking extremely confident. Like he knows that he's going to win this case, which to you is kind of odd considering you just went through all the evidence and you're like, this is obviously not legitimate in any way, shape, or form. But Kilo's a very confident Rowlet. And so Kilo walks up to you walks by with you guys and goes, huh, if it isn't Thomas.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Is that all you have to say? We're going up against each other in court. This is our first case. This is the greatest case ever. It's going to be so powerful. I'm going to make millions and be rich and famous among all of the lawyers.
The evidence doesn't even point to my client.
Evidence schmevidence, whatever. Look, at the end of the day, they're going to believe me because I'm a Rowlet. And I know what I'm doing. And my big brother is Miles. So it's like, all good, right? Yeah, totally.
Listen, I do respect your big brother.
That's it. Just, I respect your brother. That's it. Yeah, your brother's all right. Okay, bye now. I think, yeah, Kilo kind of just waits for you to be like, wait, is that it? You don't respect me? Me? I scored the best score on the exam.
Okay.
I mean, isn't that's all that matters. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I see you had to bring your boss over to solve this. I bet he's gonna do most of the work.
His name is Bob.
I feel like Bob just kind of leans over like, yeah, what he said. It's Bob. You got something to say, Kilo? No sir. Just gives you like a death glare, like, I'll see you in court, which is like, 15 feet away. It's not like it's very far away at this point.
Like,
and then Kilo continues to walk over to his side, the prosecution side of the desks. You head over to the defendant side, obviously, with Bob, and you see we see a few people in the, I guess, audience at this point come in. Our judge, should we still have Kane be the judge?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, all right. Shout out Kane, you're also in this episode, apparently.
Yeah.
So Kane, the judge, which is a Trevenant, heads up to his seat and starts preparing for everything as you unlock your briefcase and do all that lawyerly stuff. So, as you prepare, I feel like Bob is probably giving you advice. Like, all right, stay calm. If they ask you questions, just answer them truthfully, be honest. In this case especially, there is literally nothing they could say that would potentially inundate our client. Like, you're good. We're fine. All right?
Okay, boss.
Great. I feel like you've got this, so I'm going to take a step back. If you do need help, I'm here, but I think you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
And as you nod away, the judge bangs his gavel, and I need to remember what Kane's voice. Oh wait, no, I do remember. And Kane the Trevenant goes, the trial of Briny Breeze versus Flabebe will now be in session. Order in the court.
Ah, yes. Flabebe the Flabebe.
Flabebe the Flabebe. Maybe Flabebe's last name is Flabebe. Actually, we didn't make a name for Flabebe. Now that I think
Let's
about
just
it. Do you
call
have a
him.
name in mind?
How about Flabebe the Flabebe? Makes sense.
Perfect. My parents weren't very creative with my name, so we just went with, it's like Johnson or something like that. Awesome. Flabebe the Flabebe. Sweet. So the doors close. The doors. This is an open courthouse. No, never mind. The people behind you start sitting down and calming down. The prosecution calms down. I assume you calm down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Now we shall begin the case. Prosecution, if you have your opening statement. And Kilo sort of brushes off his shoulders, preps however a Rowlet would prep. Like, I am very much picturing the anime Rowlet,
Mm-hmm.
like Ash's Rowlet,
Yeah.
of just like moving his feathers around, like finally waking up, and begins to speak. Ahem, 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 ahem.
Is that enough for hems?
Ahem. Now, it is very, very obvious that Flabebe the Flabebe was the shoplifter in the grocery store. It is obvious. It was obviously Flabebe. You can tell by Flabebe's demeanor. Look at it. Flabebe is just staring like, what is going on here? We have evidence suggesting that Flabebe did it. We have evidence suggesting what Flabebe got. We have evidence suggesting that Flabebe is just a natural criminal. Stares at Flabebe. Flabebe again being like, what is going on here? So naturally, it's Flabebe. Case closed. Thank you very much. Good night. Sits down.
Let me remind you that the item stolen was
That's a good question. What was stolen? What do you think would be stolen?
something big.
All right. What I'm trying to think. What would be a huge thing that could be stolen?
A desk.
That's brilliant. The item stolen was a desk. Stares at a flower. You think the flower did? That's perfect. Okay, sweet. All right. Continue your opening statement, I suppose.
That the item stolen was a desk, and please give me a reason why a Flabebe could steal a desk.
Well, that's a good question. Flabebe's... I don't believe the Flabebe needed a desk. I mean, that's such a random thing to talk about.
Unfortunately, you fail to understand what this Flabebe is truly capable of. Simply simple. Flabebe here wasn't stealing just a desk, but was also stealing drawers and other wooden items.
Just falls over.
This is very much like the anime, like, falling thing of just like, douche. What?
How could a Flabebe get all of those?
I think this is a good time to bring in some of the witnesses. So, prosecution, if you have a witness...
Of course. We would like to bring in the shopkeeper. So, the shopkeeper of a grocery store. Normally, I have it to be the Kangaskhan that just happens to be everywhere. Do you want to stick with that or have a different shopkeeper?
A Kecleon.
A Kecleon? Ooh, okay, so we're going to have the rich one. All right. Because I think in universe, what has ended up happening is like Kangaskhan is like the grocery store, and then Kecleon is like the TM one, and there's just one in every place, almost like a Nurse Joy in every city. But all right, so we have the Kecleon desk. Fantastic. So Kecleon from the audience rises up and walks over to the seat, gets sworn in, and Kilo starts to walk up to the Kecleon. So, Mr. Kecleon, you do understand that a crime has been committed, right? Kecleon just like,
Yes, sir, I understand that a crime has been committed.
and you understand that a desk has been stolen.
Yes, sir, a desk has been stolen from my store.
And you understand that the Flabebe was the one that did it. I will remind you, you're under oath.
I can neither confirm nor deny that the Flabebe did it.
Kilo's response is like, what? But you saw Flabebe did it.
No, sir, I said Flabebe may have taken it, not that they did take it.
Anyway, it's obvious Flabebe has more power than its little stature.
Yes, sir, that is technically true.
Well, then naturally, Flabebe would have needed the wood for whatever purposes Flabebe has.
Was that a question, sir?
No, anyway, no further questions. Kalo sits down.
Okay, so, Thomas, you have the ability to, counteract and ask any questions to Kecleon right now, if you have any questions to ask.
No, Your Honor. Also, I can actually imagine the Kilo just on a high stool thing.
Just like have like a really, really large chair that like flies up on to sit down and be like, yes, I am taller than you. All right. But any questions for the witness?
Nope.
Okay then, Kecleon, you may sit down. Prosecution, do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, I do. I have a member of the Boulder Stars here that can prove that Flabebe did it. What is your reaction to this?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. All right. And so up going up to the chair is Boom the Carablast.
Oh.
So Carablast gets sworn in, sits down, looking as nervous as Carablast normally does, or as Boom normally does, and the prosecutor Kilo goes over to Carablast and basically just starts throwing questions. Were you there on the night of whatever night this was?
Yeah. Okay. And did you see Flabebe? Yes. Ha! That's it. And naturally, they were going away from the store, right? Yes. And did they have anything with them? No, they didn't have anything with them per se. Aha! But they may have put it away in a different location only to retrieve it later. Thank you very much. That is enough for me. And Kilo sits down. The judge turns to you. Any questions, Thomas?
Yes.
Okay, feel free to ask.
If you saw the Flabebe going away from the store, would you assume that the Flabebe purchased something?
No, not necessarily. They could have just walked by it.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Dang, one question, you're like, bro, your case is broken.
Okay, Boom, you may step down. Kilo, do you have any other witnesses or anything of the sort?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay then, defense, do you have any witnesses?
Do you think there are any witnesses you have that could help Flabebe with his case?
A customer. I do have one witness. It is a Ratata that was at the scene of the crime.
All right, sweet. Ratata at the scene of crime. Do we have a name for this Ratata?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that came to my head is what's it, youngster Joey, like Joey with the top 1% of Rattatas, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna go with
Yep.
Joey then? All right, sweet. Joey. Have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh? I feel like I'm about to start doing the Joey Wheeler type of thing. Jumping Joey Wheeler here. No. I kind of want to do that. All right, we're rolling with that. So the Rattata gets up, gets sworn in, sits down.
All right, defense, you may ask your questions.
So, were you with Flabebe at the time?
I'm going to ask you to roll. Ooh, what would this be? Asking a question. I'm gonna ask you to roll a smart roll. I feel like this would be like investigation. So go ahead and roll
Nat
smart. So that's
1.
again like a d20 plus smart. You got a nat
Yes.
1. Ooh, okay. This is not gonna be good for your case then. So with a nat 1, Rattata looks at you and sneers and just basically goes,
I wasn't with no Flabebe.
I have
"How do you respond with that?"
I have no more questions.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I'm just speechless at that.
Just like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. I'm gonna roll for the boss boy to see if he perceives something. Oh, okay. So, right before you like say I have no further questions, your boss Bob the Celix is like, you wanna come over here for a quick chat?
Okay.
So you walk over and he starts whispering to you.
I can tell he's lying.
Okay.
We gotta find a way to get him to tell the truth, confess. I think Rattata's hiding something.
I don't have any idea how to do that.
I'll think about it. Ask other questions or something. Maybe there's a way that he can slip up. There could be something, man. This is the opportunity. Rattata's either covering for someone or Rattata's the one that did it. So I don't know. I keep calling Rattata Joey. Joey's the one that did it. Maybe hypothetically, there's a chance here.
Okay.
All right. So are you still gonna no further questions or are you gonna try to think of something to ask?
I'm gonna ask that if you weren't with Flabebe, then why are you a witness?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, go ahead and roll smart again, this time with advantage. So instead of 1d20, you can roll 2d20s and then pick the better one.
18. I first rolled a 6, then I rolled an 18. So I'll
Mhm.
choose 18.
Yeah,
So that's a 20,
and that's perfect.
but not natural.
Sweet. Yeah, it's I like to call them dirty 20s because they're not real 20s, but they are 20s. You know what I mean? Anyway, so you rolled basically you rolled a 20. So Rattata looks at this like I'm just here because I'm interested in court cases.
I can tell you're stuttering.
He's I can see him being just a nervous wreck, like a sweating Rattata.
Now, I'm gonna ask this one more time. Were you with Flabebe at the time of the crime.
Oh, out here spitting bars, aren't you? So this time, Joey kind of looks around. It's like, yeah, I was there.
Why were you lying? Are you covering someone up?
Okay. For this one, you tell me. What are you trying to? Like, I know you're trying to make Joey confess, but how are you trying to do it? Are you trying to be like persuasive, intimidating them, kind of like, look, describe to me how you're trying to do this, if that makes any sense.
I would think persuading them.
Sure, okay. So persuasive in that case would be a cute roll. So go ahead and roll d20 plus Q.
Mm-hmm. That is 11.
After or before the modifier?
After.
Oh, that's okay. That makes it a mixed success. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you get some information, but not all of it. So remind me again what the question was that you asked?
That did they confess? Wait, no. Why were you lying? Are you covering someone up?
No, I'm not covering anyone up. Why would I do that?
Then why are you lying?
I was mistaken.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. So with this, you sit down, and Kilo gets up, kind of looking warily at both you and the person and Joey the Rattata, like just like shooting eyes between you, like what's going on here, and goes up to talk with Joey. So Kilo goes, well, so you were there that day, obviously. So you must have saw Flabebe did it. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. I saw Flabebe did the crime. Yep, that's it. Huh, that was easier than I thought. Kilo kind of sits down and is like, well, no further questions, Your Honor. Okay. This is probably the second weirdest case I've had in the past couple of weeks. Defense, do you have any other witnesses or anything else to bring up before we go into the next segment?
I'd like to bring something up.
Okay, feel free.
If you saw Flabebe do it, then they must have been carrying the desk and the other objects in plain view. So, did you? But if you did see that, then you might not have seen Flabebe.
Interesting. Could you go into more detail? What exactly do you mean? How could you not see Flabebe? If Flabebe was the one doing the crime? Or is Flabebe not the one doing... I'm so confused.
If Flabebe was carrying those objects, you'd most likely not see Flabebe. You'd most likely see the objects.
At this point, with this realization, I feel like the audience is just like, oh, mutter, whisper, talk. And as they discuss, you hear the judge bang on the gavel. Quiet in the court! Interesting. So, but what does this mean? Flabebe can't have stolen the objects because you would have seen the objects, but if you saw Flabebe, you couldn't see them stealing the objects because they wouldn't have objects to steal. I'm confused. Does this mean Flabebe is not the person that did the crime?
Yes.
I can see the smug... I guess you could see it. I don't know. I don't know how expressionful polyworlds are, but like this smug face of like, yep, that's it. You got it, boss. Like that sort of feeling. But then who could have done the crime if it wasn't Flabebe? Because the desk was stolen by like the previous witness Kekleon said.
I have some evidence that proves that Flabebe did not do it. It was a bigger Pokemon.
Really now? Well, submit that evidence to the court then.
Mm-hmm. Pulls out some legally obtained surveillance footage.
Sure. I'm assuming this is part of the notes and case file stuff that you had earlier. Okay. So you pull out the surveillance footage. Let's see. Let's see. What would be a good roll here? Roll beauty. This is going to be either like a perception or an insight check. Either way, it's going to be a beauty roll.
16.
Oh, that's great. So 16, So we look through the surveillance footage, and it's pretty clear that the Pokemon is a lot bigger than a Flabebe. Um, we see in the dead of the night. How do you think the surveillance would go? I'm assuming it's like nighttime. Somebody breaks in and steals it. Is that how you're seeing it, or is there something else that you want to throw in there to add more intrigue?
That I think there should be an accomplice, but
Okay, sure. So, all right, just roll a die and just tell me if the number is odd or even. It doesn't have to be any big number, small number. Just odd or even numbers.
odd.
Odd. Okay. So you see who the accomplice is, like clearly, but you don't see who the big boss is. Who do you think the accomplice is?
The Raticate that one of the witnesses, the Raticate.
The
Yeah.
Rattata? The Rattata, you mean? Yeah, okay. So we go through the surveillance footage, and at one point, the accomplice becomes very clear, and they zoom in to see the Rattata. And the audience now even's like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's totally the Rattata. Oh my gosh. Oh. Everyone's just like muttering to themselves. Rattata's on the stand looking very nervous. The judge continues, silence! So, Mr. Joey, do you have anything to say about this? Yeah, I'm both muttering because I don't know what to say, and also I don't think Joey knows what to say. So Joey is eventually taken away by the police officers, but he refuses to say who the big boss was. But for all intents and purposes, you have proven that it was not Flabebe. Yay!
Yay!
You solved the case. There's confetti popping up from unknown locations, but it just happens to show up for some reason. Well, I should first formally say, the judge goes, I declare Flabebe. Can't believe we named it Flabebe. We declare Flabebe not guilty. And now the confetti pours out, and everybody's cheering and yay, woo. It wasn't Flabebe that did the crime. You won your first court case after being inspired by Kyle's shenanigans.
I can imagine like two Gengars just like throwing confetti.
Just Gengars on the side,
Just
just
like-
being like, yay, yeah. That's such a weird thing to. I could totally picture that just being completely opposite to what Gengar would normally do. Like Gengar is this very serious Pokemon that's like a trickster and the side of evil most of the time. But in this specific case, it's like two Gengars on the side just be like, hey, I like confetti, I like sparkles, woo. But you are successful in your first case, and Kilo looks very frustrated as he turns to you and just goes, I guess you won this case, but I'll be back next time. I'll definitely win next time.
Okay.
I love your reactions to Kilo. It's just like, he goes on this like large speech about, oh, I'll be the best in the best. And your response is just like, yeah, you do that. Okay, bye-bye.
My response is always naturally okay.
Okay, yes, cool, bye. And Kilo eventually walks on off. Everybody else starts to clear the courtroom. Flabebe comes to you and is like, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I wonder who it was that actually did steal the big desk, though, because it seems kind of odd. Who would steal a desk?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Oh well, thank you very much again. Thank you. It turns to Bob the Steelix. Thank you again. Take care. And Flabebe walks on out. And now it's just you and Bob. Bob's sitting there like, all right, you done good, kid. You done good. All right.
Okay.
And Bob afterwards takes you back to, I guess you would go back to the office at this point. You head on back to the office where Bob starts to clean up his desk after a job well done. Everything seems calm, cool, and coordinated. And then Bob turns to you and he goes, hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
So, you know tomorrow's case?
No?
Yeah, well, tomorrow we have a case, and, I was wondering, he looks very nervous at this point. Where did we put the papers? And that's where we will end this episode. I don't know why I decided to make, Bob a messy person, I guess, unorganized, but apparently he is. So.
I think Bob stole the desk.
Yeah,
That would be
that would be a
ironic.
plot twist. That would be hilarious. Oh man, that would be ironic. But yeah, no, that ends this. I think it was a job well done.
Yeah.
This was really cool how we were able to dive more into the law side of things. and explore the court cases and everything like that a lot more. That was really cool. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so thank you very much again, Poompkin, for joining me today. I really appreciate you popping in for the special episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was entertaining a little bit, at least.
It was pretty entertaining.
Great, I'm glad to hear it. Because as long as the players had fun and the GM has fun, I feel like at the end of the day, that's a good episode of stuff that happened. So, glad to see that we were able to make this all out and all good. And hopefully, I definitely want to see. I like to keep things like repeat concepts and bring concepts from previous episodes into later episodes. So I'm very curious to see if or when this specific court case can show up in another episode. So like in the future during the main storyline, if we hear something about there's a young Poliwhirl in Briny Breeze Island that's inspired by Kyle after this, that sort of thing. It'd be really cool to see like your character pop up again. Yeah. So thank you very much for supporting the show and everything like that, but thank you as well for joining me today. So in case there is anything, I like to ask people that are joining the show if they have anything to promote. I don't know if you do, but if you have anything you'd like to promote, feel free to promote it here.
I do not.
All right, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand. Again, thank you very much for supporting the show and everything like that. And I think with that being said, we can end the episode here. So, I have been your PM, DM, GM, Anirudh himself.
And I'm Poompkin.
Thank you very much, everyone, and until next time, take care. Poompkin. Hello, this is Anirudh, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this special episode, part of our 1-year anniversary of Not a Scratch. Be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. As mentioned previously, we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary of the show. We've got a year's worth of content just waiting to be discovered, and you can help grow the show to bigger and better heights. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and also give us advice on what we can improve on in the future. You can also follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchCast, or email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We also have a Discord for Not a Scratch and have a bunch of awesome people that have joined. Join to help build the Not a Scratch community. We want to thank GlitchX City and Tabletop Audio for their music throughout this episode. If you'd like to check out their amazing music, please click their links in the description below. We also want to shout out our patrons. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks at what goes into the game, special newscasts from the Alchas Region, and more. You'll also be recognized during the show. Thank you to our guild interns Ginny, Harper, Fuego, Alchemage, and Ursa93, and thank you to our guild master Eli. For more information, check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or Twitter. Once again, thank you for listening to our special episode. Until next time, everyone, take care.